I can fight monsters, I can't fight physics.
Hello Ziad, so thanks for this question. Diagram below shows a section of a diffraction grating. So as soon as you see diffraction grating, then lambda is d sine theta. Okay, so that's my go-to theory. Monochromatic light of wavelength lambda is incident normally on its surface. Light waves diffracted through an angle theta to form a second order. So that's n equals 2. Image after passing through a converging lens not shown, AB and C are adjacent slits. So state the phase difference between the waves at A and the waves at D. Right, so what do we know? Because they form an image, this distance here, let's just call that A dash, and this distance here, let's call that B dash. Because they form an image, they must arrive constructively or interfere constructively wherever the image is. So therefore we know the path difference is equal to n lambda, but because this is n equals 2, therefore the path difference is 2 lambda. Okay, so your 2 pi here, the phase difference, yes, they are constructive interference, must be equal to 2 lambda. Okay, so if I was to sort of draw it, this distance here, this distance there, that's 2 lambda. Okay, right, so state the path length between C and E in terms of lambda. Right, okay, so in terms of lambda, what do we know? If you look at, if we used to draw A, B, and D, so A, B, D, and this is small d, this is 2 lambda, and there's your theta. Okay, so, well, what would you know? If you look at A to C, if I was to draw that, so there's A, C, and there it's E. Well, theta's the same. This is now 2D. Now think in terms of triangles. If you think ABD is like a 3-4-5 triangle, then if you double the hypotenuse, then it's not 3-4-5 anymore. It's now 6, 8, and 10, isn't it? So if that's 2 lambda, that's going to be 4 lambda. Okay, so basically what we're now saying is this distance, let's draw that the other way, this distance here, oops, that's not the one, this distance here must be 4 lambda, okay, because it's double the distance of BD, okay, or if you just look in simple triangles. So C to E must be equal to 4 lambda. That's the first thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Then look at the next bit. So use your results to show that for the second order image, 2 lambda equals d sine theta, where d is the distance between the adjacent slits. So if I take this triangle that I drew, so we've got A, C, E. Let's just join it up. So there's your right angle, there's theta. This is 2D, and we've just said this is 4 lambda. So just using simple trigonometry, sine theta, okay, because I've got the opposite. Sorry, that's the hypotenuse, sorry. That's the hypotenuse, and that's the opposite. So sine theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Just going to go through every step just for sake of completion. So sine theta is equal to 4 lambda over 2d. I take the 2d to the other side, so 2d sine theta is equal to 4 lambda. And then the 2 here, and that becomes 2 there. So they cancel. So d sine theta is equal to 2 lambda. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. And I think the last part of the question you got correct, yeah. So 4.5 cents of the maximum order is that. Okay.